I'm humbled to be in the company, even on Zoom, of Ronnie Kasrils, who is his background is phenomenal, heroic, and something to be inspired by, for all of us to be inspired by. A former member of the ANC, who joined after the Sharpeville massacre and then became so active that he became military commander and intelligence officer and a minister in South Africa, who saw the whole process of the end of apartheid, and you know, what a phenomenal experience that must be. And you must feel that it's possible for anything. If South Africa can throw off apartheid, then maybe it's possible that Palestine can. Is that true?
Absolutely, Crispin, without a doubt. You go back, you put your mind back to the 60s, 70s, 80s. People didn't believe that the resistance struggle in South Africa could be victorious. They didn't believe it. The apartheid regime appeared all-powerful. It was so asymmetrical. The proportionality of strength and power between the resistance led by the ANC and then the mighty apartheid system and its support from the very countries that have supported Israel, in fact. And it happened. It happened because we believed that we would win. There was the determination of our struggle, supported by our people, supported by the international community, and the pressure on those countries, which were basically former colonial powers plus the USA, the new world colonial power, and the isolation of South Africa through the international solidarity movement. But it was legal factors as well, the United Nations, the institutions of the world. And we see this playing out in relation to the struggle of the Palestinian people. There's been an absolute
Can I just come in quickly and say, you know, what we were talking on this show about which country will possibly take Israel to court for this, and it's fantastic. And people over here are so appreciative of South Africa for sticking out on this, for making a case, and what a fantastic case it was. We haven't got very long, so I just want to check with you. What's your take? What's going on in South Africa now that we've seen this verdict from the ICJ that there is a case to answer of genocide? I mean, how is it in South Africa? What's the response?
Well, you're talking about the people of South Africa are so proud of our government, which let's face it, its image has been dented somewhat. We've had tremendous internal struggle against the heritage of apartheid, that legacy, the poverty, and so many other factors, you know, including a tremendous degree of corruption, which seep through the ANC and government, etc. Very difficult issues. But the South Africa that people admired in terms of anti-apartheid struggle, the governing party, the ruling party now has come to the fore. And we're so proud. People are so proud. I've been critical of this government and the ANC. And we're soaring now. Our hearts are soaring. We've been raising issues like this for quite some time, but the government needed to find the will to pursue the justice of dealing with the Israeli apartheid and its genocidal criminality against the Palestinian people. And we've seen this particular will coming to the fore, supported and pushed by the people. So everybody is ecstatic here. I shouldn't say the whole country, because like so many countries, particularly the Western world and so on, whether it's the US, Britain and France and the Netherlands and so on, we've got a Zionist lobby here. We've got business groupings that are in favor of Israel, in support of Israel, and they're very strident. So their voices are very shrill, but they're an incredible minority here, and they follow the Israeli Zionist government line. The feeling of joy, of standing up for the Palestinian people, of doing the least that we should be doing, has occurred. So people here are absolutely partying, ecstatic, and feeling that a great corner has been turned, and we will do everything together with all the countries that are supporting us and humanity, because this is a blow for humanity. And in relation to that, we will see it grow. It's going to get more and more powerful. Israel's in the corner. Its backers, its supporters who provided it and continue to do so with weapons, with 2,000-pound bombs, the complicity, the impunity for 75 years. That has changed. This is a change for Palestine and for humanity. So it's a great step forward.
Right. I mean, I was going to ask how significant you think it is. I mean, you've just said you think it's a massive step forward, this ruling. What do you think that should be the next steps for the international community in support of Palestine? Do you think more countries should come in to support South Africa? Do you think that's a likelihood of that?
Well, that's already been happening. You know, by the time we've come to this event, this historic event today, there've been something like a couple of dozen countries who have joined in behind South Africa's motion, its argument to the International Court of Justice. Just as I say that, the ICJ, who in the world, how many people knew what the ICJ was pre this? Everybody is now wanting to know and understand and getting on terms with international law, etc. So the groundswell is there, and we'll see, I would say, most of the countries in the world, the United Nations, 192 countries represented, will be behind this. People have been astonished because there's so many Western judges on the ICJ, and Israel was expecting France, Japan, Australia, the USA, and the President O'Donoghue to actually vote us down, the South African motion down, and they didn't. Just look at the enormous majority, 15-2, 16-1 in a number of the cases, those measures that we're being asked for. So what we need to do internationally is to step up the pressure on our governments at the Security Council, particularly because this now goes to the Security Council. And it's got to be very difficult for Britain, for France, for the US to stand against this. And all the more difficult when the people of the UK, of the US, of Japan, well, Japan's not on it, sorry, but, you know, France, etc., all the more pressure from the grassroots will add to the pressure on those states in the Security Council, and the ones that I've referred to who have extra power that can stop any implementation. That's the next big battle. So it's this groundswell, the global voice, North and South, getting behind this landmark verdict today, and to make it real. That's vital. That's the big challenge for humanity now.